Mallory Pugh now with her head up. Got a run from Lloyd. It's still Pugh. Still Pugh. Still Pugh. It goes in. She beats Diaz at the near post. This youngster, she cannot be stopped. Only 18 years of age.
Remember that one time when she played for Gotham? MP squared lasted 2 seconds. Also, she created a goal and assist, so like... Okay, but seriously. Guys, Mallory Pugh's back. I'm so excited. Mallory Pugh. She's 24 years old. She's from Highlands Ranch. Mallory Pugh, 24 years old, from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. And she is an absolute baller. I think Tobin Heath said that one time actually. She was like, Mallory Pugh is gonna be someone so special, and she's talking it into existence. I think with the thing from Mal though is like, Mal came onto the scene like when she was 17, and she scored a goal in her debut, which no one has ever come even close to that. I think Trinity was 19, Tiana Davidson was 19 I think as well. I don't even remember my last 18-year-old debuting for the national team. Like Mal's 17 and scoring a goal, like oh my gosh, she's the closest thing to Mia Hamm that we have in the modern game, and I couldn't be more stoked for her and her career. I think she kind of had she had a great start, I think, but it kind of went downhill when she went to the Washington Spirit, which even after listening to the Just Women's Sports podcast featuring Kelly O'Hara and Trinity Rodman, Emily Sonnet and Andy Sullivan, they spoke about a little bit about Washington Spirit, and how Kelly O'Hara said how she thought she even gave Emily Sonnet a disservice by trying to convince her to come, and Andy Sullivan saying how it was just maybe like a year ago that she just started feeling like a professional athlete, which I think speaks volumes, because Mallory Pugh was at Washington Spirit I think 2 seasons before Andy Sullivan, and so that just, you know, how you start your professional career sets the bar for your own expectations, playing expectations on and off the field. And I think for her, from Mallory Pugh, she has so much spoken about the pressure that she has given from coaches, from staff, and from, you know, herself. She's our biggest competitor, and competing with the front line of obviously ATM, Alex Morgan, Tobin Heath, and Megan Rapinoe. I think that can be so mentally exhausting, and I think throughout 2017, 2018, even 2019, we never really saw Mallory Pugh. And I think which is kind of 2018 she did play. I think she started a lot more games, if I remember. Like I remember tuning to games, and she was just on fire. She was starting the games, but I think that kind of went down as soon as ATM kind of grew as the front three. And 2019, obviously she scored that debut goal in the World Cup, and she got that experience, but we never really saw her play past the group stage. I don't think she even played the last game in the group stage, and so from that moment on, she got traded obviously from the Washington Spirit to Gotham FC, and that was a big deal. I think a lot of comments were made about her, that she was washed up, that she wasn't gonna fathom to anything, and that she wasn't just gonna be the superstar that we all thought she was gonna be, which I think is so harsh to say to a 20-year-old or 21-year-old who's literally, like, most people her age are still in college playing, and she has already been to a World Cup. She actually won a World Cup, so put some respect to my girl's name. I think yeah, I think she has definitely now, like, even when she played at Gotham, like, she was there for what, one game, and Mallory Pugh is someone that she can now, like, her game has evolved to where she can honestly be the face of a team and carry that team on her entire back. And I think she also really plays so well with other people, and we saw that at Gotham. She played so well with Midge Purse, and that game against Washington Spirit, which is so poetic as well, is her first game was against her former team, and she ripped them apart. Like, she actually slaughtered them, and she didn't show a goal for it, but what she produces and how she just dances on the ball. Like, when you see Mallory Pugh play, you just want to watch her play. Like, the ball is just so magnetic to her feet. And you just, like, one thing I know for her that I have noticed is that when she touches the ball, she doesn't just pass the ball, but she like moves with the ball. Like, the ball moves with her, and she's completely fully in control of the ball. And I don't see that. I think the only other player I see that trait with is Rose Lavelle, and we all know who Rose Lavelle is. And yeah, they're just players who just dance on the ball, and even if they're just like have nowhere to go, they're still moving with the ball's always moving at their feet, and it's just so beautiful to watch. And they make the game so entertaining, and you literally want to sit on the edge of your seat because you don't know what she's gonna do or what she's gonna produce. And I think that's just the quality of just a rock star, and that's who Mallory Pugh is. And I'm so happy that she's finally like regaining her confidence that she has said so many times that she has lost, and going through that tough time. But I think I listened to a recent podcast with her talking about her spirituality, and her just saying that even though she got traded, she was dealing with so much injury and just the toxicity of the DC Spirit and just the league and just COVID and everything, that was still her best year of her life, and she grew so much. And you can definitely see that now. Like, when she's playing, you can capture a picture of her playing, and she will be smiling, and she will just be so free. Like, that's when you see her play, like her mind is free and her body is free, and the ball is free when she's playing. And it's so, like I said, it's literally so beautiful to watch. And I'm so happy for her. Like, off the field, she's engaged to the Atlanta Braves Dansby Swanson, and so they're getting married, I think, in December of this year, which is so exciting for her. Off the field and then on the field, obviously she's back into the national team, and Vlatko Andonovski said that her name is in pen, essentially, for her starting the game, for her producing, for her just being on the roster. I think you can obviously just say that she's gonna be on the roster next year in the summer for the World Cup. Fingers crossed she does get vaccinated so that she can enter the country. But right now, just taking one day at a time, I think she's gonna be the next breakout star. I think Rose Lavelle was the breakout star last World Cup, and now we're gonna see Mallory Pugh get her turn and her shine. I think right now she's returning to Denver for a few friendlies against Colombia with the national team next week, and so she will be back in her hometown. Last time she played there, she scored 2 goals. One was a worldie goal, which was an assist from her now Chicago Red Stars teammate Alyssa Neal, that literally just chipped the ball over to Mal, and Mal chipped the keeper, which was like the most beautiful goal I've ever seen. Probably the best goal she would probably say of her life, and it was my favorite goal to watch. She scored 2 goals off the bench, which is like, who does that in her hometown? And so hopefully I would love to see a Mallory Pugh hat trick. She's never scored a hat trick professionally before, so I would love to see her just continue to raise the level of women's football, raise the level that we know that she's capable of. Because like I said, even Jill Ellis found her at 17 years old. She was just electric, and she's someone that I really think and believe, and she believes now, and having faith through her trials and tribulations, and her recently getting baptized, and really believing in her process and her just her lifeline and everything that's gonna come her way. I'm so excited for her, and I think, would she be the golden boot for the NWSL? I thought Mallory Pugh definitely was gonna be, but then all of a sudden, like, Sophia Smith just came out of nowhere. I was like, where did this girl come from? But we all know Sophia Smith. She and Mal played at the same club team. Was it Colorado Rush? No, I don't know. But that was Lindsay's team, I think. No, she played for Real Colorado. I think that was what it was. But yeah, those two girls they're putting Colorado on the map, and hopefully there'll be a Colorado NWSL team. I think Jalen Howe will also play at that club. And Taylor Korniak, who recently just got called into the national team, played in Colorado, University of Colorado Boulder. So there's lots of Colorado connections. And but yeah, Sophia Smith also is just someone that I think just came out of nowhere when it came to the NWSL Golden Boot race. Like it was always like Alex and Mal, Alex and Mal, Alex and Mal. And I'm pretty sure Alex came out and said that if Mal scores, then I have to score. And so all of a sudden now I look on the stat sheet and I see Sophia Smith has 6 goals. I'm like, where did she come from? She entered the chat and she was just like, I'm gonna make this a hard race for you guys, because she wants the world to talk about her. And so I think that was fun. I think Sophia Smith is a superstar as well, and that's another day to talk about her. But right now it's about Mal, and I'm just so happy for her, and just the way her career is going. It's gonna be the sky's the limit. And I think a lot of people wrote her off. I think maybe even in herself she said she thought about stepping away from the game, and God, are we so happy that she still is in the game, because I couldn't imagine her like not being where she is right now, and I don't think she even envisioned it. And she said that right now she's literally just taking every day one day at a time and just letting the ball flow. And I think we see that with her. And yeah, so next week, Saturday, she will be playing with the national team against Colombia, and she'll be traveling to Mexico to play in the 2022 Women's CONCACAF Championship for World Cup qualifying and Olympic qualifying. And I think she will be the #1 MVP player for sure. And only good things are going to be her way. So, bye.